This is big breaking news. Millions of people have just had their water supply poisoned again. This is on top of the big news that we had just a couple days ago. I made a whole report on it, how the military was deployed, the Coast Guard was deployed in Philadelphia because there was a toxic chemical spill into the river, and that was affecting millions of people. Now we have another one in a new river that has been targeted before, and now they are hitting the Ohio River again. There's been a massive chemical spill, and this one is even more suspicious than the last one. They keep getting more suspicious and stranger every single time, and more obvious that something bigger is going on. And there are tons of attacks that have happened in the past 48 hours, and we're going to cover all of them. Train derailments, lots of very suspicious things are going on. Oil well fires, people messing with water systems that work at the systems. We're going to get into all that tonight, and let's get into what's happening for millions of people right now on the Ohio River, in Kentucky and Indiana. And the Ohio River, we know this river flows into the Mississippi and recharges the aquifers for all of these other states that surround it, these water basins, and they also get water directly from the river. And we have a massive chemical spill at a dam right outside Louisville, Kentucky. So you can see here, emergency response team at a barge incident on the Ohio River. It says 10 of 11 barges are loose from the tug. I'm not sure how that happens. 10 of 11 barges just become loose mysteriously. That's why I said they get crazier every single time. One carrying 1,400 tons of methanol partially submerged at the McAlpine Dam. The nearest water intake is in Henderson. So you can see some pictures there of the dam submerged, or of the barge submerged as well, that is leaking 1,400 tons of methanol into the Ohio River again. And just a complete coincidence that 10 out of 11 barges are just magically on the loose. I don't know how this happens. Inanimate objects just are on the loose now. And it's a barge, okay? It's either not moving or it's moving very slow, okay? So I'm not sure exactly what happened here, but just 10 out of 11 magically come loose, and it's not suspicious at all that more toxic chemicals are getting dumped into the Ohio River that recharges the Mississippi River as well. And there was also a toxic chemical spill up there in Minnesota at the top of the Mississippi River just last week. That's actually where the radiation leak was. You remember that radioactive water leak from that power plant right on the Mississippi River that was up in Minnesota, and that dumped into the Mississippi River as well. So we keep seeing our waterways constantly contaminated, and this is not a coincidence. There's a coordinated attack because this water is used for farming, for drinking, for everything necessary. We need it, and they keep poisoning our waterways with these toxic and deadly chemicals, and we've had another hit. And even the ATF is warning that these attacks on our infrastructure are happening on purpose, and they don't admit every single time, but certain events they admit this is real. In Philadelphia, I brought up how there was toxic chemicals dumped into the Delaware River just 2 days ago. There was also explosive devices left on the train tracks and at the airport in Philadelphia in the past month as well. And the ATF offers reward for information on suspicious fire at Eden Bridge's St. Ignace site. All right, so they're saying that there was a suspicious fire at the Eden Bridge pipeline maintenance shop and storage area. So our critical infrastructure, our supply chains, our warehouses, our businesses are being targeted all the time. And there are domestic rogue groups that are hitting us left and right. and now we just have another one contaminating the Ohio River. We also have this very suspicious runaway train that happened in the California desert, right? This was very suspicious, very weird. I mean, just look at this picture. And it was a runaway train. I'm not sure how often that happens in 2023. I wasn't sure that was a thing still. I thought that was more in the movies. Okay, runaway trains. And it was so bad that people had to jump off. Nobody was on this train. They all jumped off, apparently. I'm not sure where they landed. They just like hopped off in the middle of the desert, I guess. That's the story we're being told. Very suspicious and doesn't really make sense. And it was just reaching maximum speeds, and apparently it just flew off the railways and kind of exploded like this. And you can even see the railroad tracks are split and spread wide open here. So this was a very powerful impact or blast or explosion, whatever happened here. The details are kind of vague on it, but they're saying that it was carrying iron ore, and this happened in the middle of the California desert near a pipeline. All right, so very strange, a runaway train situation, something you never really hear about. And we had another train situation in North Dakota yesterday as well. 70-car train derails in North Dakota and spills hazardous materials. And I believe this was petrol materials that are used to make roads, like asphalt. I believe that's what spilled here. So not extremely toxic, but definitely bad for the environment and bad for the area. But this keeps happening more and more, and this product and these trains are highly flammable. All right, this could have caused a massive fire or explosion from this derailment in North Dakota. So we're lucky that wasn't any worse. There was also a massive oil well fire. So these attacks are just happening all over. Smoke could be seen for miles from this oil well fire. And these are all happening in the past 48 hours. March 27th. March 27th. This one is March 27th, all right? All these things are happening on the same day, and there's only so many coincidences you can take. Then we had the Philadelphia incident just 2 days ago. I made a whole video about it. The military was deployed and everything to clean up the waterways. And now we have another one in Kentucky, all right? And even people that work at these water treatment centers could be manipulating the water, all right? I know this is kind of gross here, disclaimer, but a guy was arrested for urinating into the water supply, right? And I know that's it's not like he's dumping toxic chemicals, but they could be. We don't know what's really happening. This is just one guy that was caught, and it said he even like pushed the cameras away so it wouldn't see him when he was urinating into the water supply. All right, disgusting, insane. Thankfully he was arrested, and the cameras like still caught him. He didn't push him away far enough, I guess that's what it was saying. And they could be doing this anywhere. They could be adding any kind of chemical to the water. I've reported on this numerous times how they added lye to the water in Oldsmar, Florida a couple years ago, and that could blind you, kill you, burn your skin, all right? And somebody cyber hacked the water supply and was able to increase these levels to extreme amounts, right? Don't ask me why they put lye in the water, all right? I guess they do it for some reason, but there's all these toxic chemicals being put in our water already, and they could up the amount at any time, and people even working there could up the amount too, because they're even doing stuff like this, all right? So make sure you guys are getting prepared. Millions of people are at risk from their water supply being poisoned. The Ohio River cannot catch a break, and it flows directly into the Mississippi. And we're not seeing this anywhere else. It's not like the Colorado River this is happening, all right? And thank God that's not happening. I would be devastated, all right, if they're poisoning the Colorado River, but they're poisoning the Ohio River right now and the Mississippi River right now. And there's trains all along the Colorado River all over the place, and this just isn't happening in other places. For some reason, this keeps happening in the northeast area, this industrialized area where there's a lot of factories, a lot of farming. They are trying to poison it and corrupt it for some reason. All right, so let me know what you guys think. Make sure you are getting prepared. Please hit that like for me. Please hit that sub. Please hit that bell if you want to get notified for all my videos right to your phone. Go check out my video I posted earlier today. Biden just issued an emergency warning for people. Super important video. Go check out that. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.